Hello and welcome to the Mindful Zone. I'm so glad you've chosen to spend this time with me today. If you're here, chances are you're looking for something, a moment of peace, clarity, or perhaps just a break from the relentless pace of modern life. Whatever brought you here, know that you're exactly where you need to be right now. In our fast-paced world, we often find ourselves caught up in cycles of stress, distraction, and disconnection. Work deadlines loom over us, social media notifications buzz incessantly, and environmental concerns weigh heavily on our minds. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, lost, or unsure of how to navigate these challenges, but what if there was a way to approach life differently? What if ancient wisdom could offer solutions tailored to our contemporary struggles? That's what we're going to explore together in this video. Buddhist philosophy and how it can help us live better, more meaningful lives. Now, before you think this is going to be some esoteric lecture about monks meditating in caves, let me assure you, it's not. This isn't about converting anyone or adopting an entirely new lifestyle. Instead, it's about taking practical, timeless principles and applying them to the everyday moments that make up your life. Buddhism teaches us to look inward, to cultivate awareness, compassion, and balance. And guess what? These aren't abstract ideas reserved for spiritual gurus. They're tools anyone can use. Whether you're dealing with work-related burnout, struggling to unplug from your phone, or feeling anxious about the state of the planet, Buddhist teachings offer guidance that feels remarkably relevant, even thousands of years after they were first shared. Today we'll dive deep into topics like mindfulness, meditation, letting go of attachment, and finding harmony in chaos. We'll also talk about how these practices can improve your relationships, boost your well-being, and even inspire you to take action for the environment. Along the way, I'll share simple exercises you can try right now to start experiencing their benefits. So, whether you're completely new to Buddhism or already familiar with its teachings, this exploration will meet you where you are. Think of it as a gentle invitation to slow down, breathe deeply, and reconnect. Not only with yourself, but also with the world around you. Before we move forward, I want to encourage you to approach this video with curiosity and openness. There's no pressure to get it perfect. Instead, see this as a space to reflect, learn, and grow at your own pace. If something resonates with you, great. If not, that's okay too. The beauty of this journey lies in discovery. Now take a deep breath with me. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold it for a moment, and exhale gently through your mouth. Feel your shoulders relax, your jaw soften, and any tension melting away. Good. Let's carry this sense of calm with us as we begin. Over the next 2 hours, we'll unpack 10 key chapters designed to guide you step by step toward integrating Buddhist wisdom into your daily life. Each chapter builds on the last, offering insights, stories, and actionable steps to help you thrive in today's complex world. Are you ready? Wonderful. Let's embark on this transformative journey together, one mindful moment at a time. Chapter 1: Understanding the Core of Buddhism. Welcome to Chapter 1, where we'll begin our journey by exploring the very foundation of Buddhism, the core teachings that have inspired countless individuals across centuries. If you're new to this philosophy, don't worry. I'll break it down in a way that's easy to understand and immediately applicable to your life. And if you're already familiar with Buddhism, I hope this exploration will deepen your appreciation and spark fresh insights. At its heart, Buddhism isn't just a religion. It's a path toward understanding ourselves and the world around us more deeply. It's about asking profound questions. Why do we suffer? What causes happiness? How can we live with purpose and peace? These are universal concerns, aren't they? They transcend time and culture, which is why Buddhist wisdom remains so relevant today, even in a hyper-connected, fast-paced society. Let's start at the beginning. Buddhism was founded over 2,500 years ago by Siddhartha Gautama, who later became known as the Buddha, or the Awakened One. Born into privilege as a prince in ancient India, Siddhartha lived a sheltered life until he ventured beyond his palace walls one day. There he encountered what are now called the Four Sights, an old man, a sick person, a corpse, and finally, a wandering ascetic seeking enlightenment. These encounters shook him to his core. They revealed the impermanence of life and the inevitability of suffering. Instead of retreating back to luxury, Siddhartha chose to leave everything behind in search of answers. He spent years practicing extreme asceticism, believing that deprivation would lead to liberation. But eventually he realized that neither indulgence nor self-denial held the key to lasting happiness. Instead, he discovered the middle way, a balanced approach to living that avoids extremes. This pivotal moment occurred under the Bodhi tree, where Siddhartha sat in deep meditation until he attained enlightenment. In that state of awakening, he uncovered fundamental truths about existence, truths that form the basis of Buddhist philosophy. Let's take a closer look at those truths, starting with the Four Noble Truths. Pause briefly, allowing viewers to absorb the context. The Four Noble Truths are often described as the essence of Buddhism. They provide a framework for understanding suffering and, more importantly, how to overcome it. Here's what they teach. Suffering exists. Life is filled with challenges, disappointments, and pain. Whether it's losing a loved one, feeling stuck in a dead-end job, or simply dealing with everyday stress, suffering is an unavoidable part of human experience. Suffering has causes. The primary cause of suffering is craving, or attachment. We cling to things, people, outcomes, and even ideas, hoping they'll bring us lasting happiness. But because all things are impermanent, this clinging inevitably leads to dissatisfaction. Suffering can end. This is the hopeful part. While suffering is inevitable, it doesn't have to define us. By letting go of attachment and cultivating inner peace, we can free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. There's a path to ending suffering. That path is called the Eightfold Path, which outlines a series of practices designed to help us live wisely, ethically, and compassionately. We'll delve deeper into the Eightfold Path later, but for now, think of it as a roadmap for personal transformation. These truths might sound simple, but their implications are profound. They challenge us to examine our lives honestly, to recognize patterns of behavior that keep us trapped in cycles of dissatisfaction. For example, consider how often we chase external validation, promotions, likes on social media, material possessions. While these things may bring temporary pleasure, they rarely satisfy us in the long run. Why? Because true fulfillment comes from within, not from external circumstances. Now let's zoom in on one of the most important concepts in Buddhism: impermanence. Impermanence means that everything changes: relationships, careers, emotions, even our own bodies. Nothing stays the same forever. At first glance, this idea might seem unsettling. After all, change often brings uncertainty, and uncertainty can feel scary. But here's the beautiful flip side. Impermanence also means that difficult times won't last forever. If you're going through a tough period right now, remind yourself that this too shall pass. On the flip side, moments of joy and contentment are fleeting, so it's worth savoring them fully when they arise. Embracing impermanence helps us appreciate life more deeply and reduces our tendency to cling to things out of fear of loss. Another cornerstone of Buddhism is the concept of non-attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean indifference or detachment from life. It means releasing the tight grip we often hold on things, people, and outcomes. Think about it. How much of our stress comes from wanting things to be different than they are? When we practice non-attachment, we learn to accept reality as it is, not passively, but with clarity and grace. For instance, imagine you're stuck in traffic. You could spend that time fuming, honking your horn, and wishing the cars would move faster. Or you could use that moment to breathe deeply, listen to calming music, or simply observe the world around you. Which choice brings you more peace? Non-attachment allows us to respond skillfully rather than react impulsively. Take a moment now to think about something in your life that feels heavy, a worry, a frustration, or a source of tension. Imagine setting it down. even just for a few seconds. Notice how it feels to release that burden, however briefly. Another powerful teaching is the idea of compassion, both for ourselves and others. Compassion is central to Buddhism because it reminds us that we're all interconnected. Your actions affect others, and their actions affect you. When you cultivate kindness and empathy, you contribute to a ripple effect of positivity that extends far beyond yourself. Practicing compassion starts with self-compassion. So many of us are hard on ourselves. We criticize our mistakes, dwell on perceived flaws, and set impossibly high standards. But Buddhism encourages us to treat ourselves with the same gentleness and understanding we'd offer a dear friend. Here's a simple exercise to try. Whenever you notice negative self-talk creeping in, pause and ask yourself, would I say this to someone I care about? If the answer is no, reframe your thoughts in a kinder, more supportive way. Over time, this shift creates a profound sense of inner peace. Now let's touch on the role of ethics in Buddhism. Ethical conduct isn't about following rules blindly. It's about making choices that align with wisdom and compassion. The 5 precepts, for example, serve as guidelines for ethical living, refraining from harming living beings, stealing, lying, sexual misconduct, and intoxication. These precepts aren't meant to restrict us. They're tools for creating harmony within ourselves and with the world around us. In modern terms, ethical conduct translates into mindful decision-making. For instance, instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media, ask yourself, is this activity adding value to my life? Am I using technology in a way that supports my well-being, or am I letting it control me? By pausing to reflect, you empower yourself to make conscious choices. Finally, let's talk about the ultimate goal of Buddhist practice, awakening or enlightenment. Enlightenment isn't some mystical state reserved for monks. It's simply seeing reality clearly, without distortion. It's about waking up to the beauty, fragility, and interconnectedness of life. While full enlightenment may feel like a distant aspiration, every step along the path brings us closer to clarity and peace. Each act of mindfulness, each moment of compassion, each decision to let go of attachment contributes to our awakening. So, what does all of this mean for you right now? It means that Buddhism offers tools you can use today to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and resilience. It means choosing presence over distraction, acceptance over resistance, and connection over isolation. Before we wrap up this chapter, I want to leave you with a question to ponder. What small shift could you make today to align more closely with these teachings? Maybe it's taking a few mindful breaths when you feel stressed. Maybe it's practicing gratitude for the good things in your life. Or maybe it's simply reminding yourself that change is constant, and that's okay. Chapter 2, Mindfulness in Everyday Life. Welcome to Chapter 2, where we'll dive deeply into one of the most transformative practices in Buddhism, mindfulness. Mindfulness is a concept that has gained immense popularity in recent years, but it's far more than just a trendy buzzword. It's a powerful way of being present with your life, moment by moment, without judgment. In this chapter, we'll explore what mindfulness truly means, how it can help you navigate modern challenges, and practical ways to weave it into your daily routine. At its core, mindfulness is about paying attention on purpose to the present moment. It's not about achieving some lofty spiritual state or clearing your mind completely. Instead, it's about noticing what's happening right now, both within you and around you, with curiosity and kindness. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But don't let its simplicity fool you. Mindfulness is a profound practice that can reshape how you relate to yourself, others, and the world. Let's start by unpacking why mindfulness matters so much in today's fast-paced world. Think about your typical day. You wake up, check your phone, rush through breakfast while scrolling emails, commute to work, or log on to Zoom, juggle tasks, respond to endless notifications, and collapse into bed exhausted. Does any of that sound familiar? Many of us live on autopilot, moving from one task to the next, without truly experiencing our lives. We're physically present, but mentally we're scattered, lost in worries about the future, regrets about the past, or distractions that pull us away from the here and now. Mindfulness offers a way out of this cycle. By bringing your awareness back to the present moment, you create space between stimulus and response. Instead of reacting impulsively to stressors, you can pause, breathe, and choose how to respond. This small shift can make a world of difference in how you handle challenges, connect with others, and care for yourself. But mindfulness isn't just a tool for managing stress, it's also a gateway to deeper joy and fulfillment. When you slow down and pay attention, even mundane activities become richer and more meaningful. Have you ever savored the aroma of coffee brewing, felt the warmth of sunlight on your skin, or noticed the intricate details of a flower? These moments of presence are mindfulness in action, and they remind us that beauty and wonder are always available if we take the time to notice them. Now let's talk about how mindfulness aligns with Buddhist teachings. In Buddhism, mindfulness is part of the Noble Eightfold Path, specifically under the category of right mindfulness. The Buddha taught that cultivating awareness helps us see reality clearly, free from the distortions of craving, aversion, and delusion. When we're mindful, we observe our thoughts, emotions, and sensations without identifying with them. We recognize that thoughts aren't facts. They're simply mental events passing through our awareness like clouds drifting across the sky. This perspective is incredibly liberating. Imagine being able to step back from negative thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "everything is going wrong." With mindfulness, you can acknowledge those thoughts without letting them define you. You might even greet them with humor or compassion, saying, "Ah, there's that old story again." Over time, this practice weakens the grip of habitual thinking patterns and opens up new possibilities for growth. So, how do you actually practice mindfulness? Let's break it down into concrete steps. One of the easiest ways to begin is by focusing on your breath. Your breath is always with you, and it serves as an anchor to the present moment. To try this, find a comfortable position, whether sitting, standing, or lying down, and bring your attention to the sensation of breathing. Notice the cool air entering your nostrils, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, or the subtle movement of your abdomen. If your mind wanders, and it will, gently guide your focus back to your breath without criticizing yourself. Breath-focused mindfulness is particularly helpful during stressful situations. For example, imagine you're stuck in traffic or waiting in a long line. Instead of getting frustrated, use the opportunity to tune into your breathing. Feel each inhale and exhale, calming your nervous system and grounding you in the present moment. This simple practice can transform irritation into patience and tension into ease. Another way to cultivate mindfulness is through mindful eating. How often do you eat meals while multitasking, working, watching TV, or scrolling through your phone? When you eat mindfully, you savor every bite, paying attention to flavors, textures, and aromas. You chew slowly, appreciating the nourishment your food provides. Not only does this enhance your enjoyment of meals, but it also supports better digestion and healthier eating habits. You can apply mindfulness to virtually any activity. Try mindful walking, for instance. As you stroll, feel the contact of your feet with the ground. Notice the rhythm of your steps, the sway of your arms, and the sights and sounds around you. Walking becomes a form of meditation, a chance to reconnect with your body and surroundings. Mindful communication is another powerful application. So much of our interaction with others happens automatically. We react defensively, interrupt or zone out while someone else is speaking. Mindful listening, on the other hand, involves giving your full attention to the speaker. You listen not just to their words, but also to their tone, body language, and underlying emotions. This level of presence fosters deeper connections and reduces misunderstandings. Of course, integrating mindfulness into daily life takes practice. At first, it might feel awkward or unnatural, especially if you're accustomed to rushing through tasks or multitasking. That's okay. Start small, just a few minutes a day, and gradually expand from there. Consistency is more important than duration. Even brief moments of mindfulness can have a cumulative effect, rewiring your brain over time to be more focused, calm, and resilient. Research supports the benefits of mindfulness too. Studies show that regular mindfulness practice reduces stress, anxiety, and depression while boosting emotional regulation, focus, and overall well-being. It can even improve physical health by lowering blood pressure, strengthening immunity, and enhancing sleep quality. No wonder mindfulness has been embraced by everyone from CEOs to athletes to healthcare professionals. One common misconception about mindfulness is that it requires hours of meditation or complete silence. While formal meditation is valuable, mindfulness doesn't have to be formal or lengthy. You can practice it anytime, anywhere, while brushing your teeth, washing dishes, or waiting for a meeting to start. The key is to bring your full attention to whatever you're doing, rather than letting your mind wander off elsewhere. For example, consider washing dishes. Normally, you might rush through this chore thinking about all the other things you need to do, but with mindfulness, you approach it differently. Feel the warmth of the water, the texture of the sponge, the weight of the plates in your hands. Notice the soap bubbles forming and popping. By immersing yourself fully in the task, you turn an ordinary activity into a meditative experience. Another area where mindfulness can shine is in managing technology use. Social media, email, and streaming services can easily hijack our attention, leaving us feeling fragmented and disconnected. Mindfulness helps us reclaim control by encouraging intentional engagement. Before picking up your phone, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is it necessary, or am I seeking distraction? When you scroll, do so with awareness, not compulsively, but consciously. Set boundaries, such as designating tech-free times or spaces, to protect your mental clarity and peace. Mindfulness also plays a crucial role in self-awareness. By observing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without judgment, you gain insight into your patterns and triggers. Perhaps you notice that certain situations consistently provoke anger or anxiety. With mindfulness, you can explore these reactions curiously, asking yourself, what's really going on here? This awareness empowers you to respond skillfully instead of reacting impulsively. Additionally, mindfulness fosters gratitude, a cornerstone of happiness and contentment. When you're fully present, you naturally notice the abundance in your life, the kindness of a stranger, the beauty of nature, the comfort of home. Gratitude amplifies these experiences, shifting your focus from lack to sufficiency. To cultivate gratitude, try keeping a journal where you write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. Reflecting on these blessings reinforces a positive mindset and strengthens your capacity for joy. Finally, let's address a potential obstacle to mindfulness: resistance. Sometimes when we sit quietly or pay close attention, uncomfortable feelings arise: boredom, restlessness, sadness, or even fear. This is normal. Mindfulness isn't about avoiding discomfort, it's about acknowledging it with compassion. When difficult emotions surface, welcome them as visitors passing through. Remind yourself that they won't last forever. In fact, embracing discomfort is one of the greatest gifts of mindfulness. It teaches us to face life's challenges head-on, rather than running away from them. Whether you're navigating grief, uncertainty, or failure, mindfulness equips you with the tools to stay grounded and resilient. As we wrap up this exploration of mindfulness, remember that it's a lifelong journey, not a destination. There's no such thing as perfect mindfulness. You'll inevitably get distracted, lose focus, or forget to be present, and that's perfectly fine. What matters is your intention to keep coming back to the moment again and again. Mindfulness is a gift you give yourself, a way to inhabit your life fully, authentically, and lovingly. It's a reminder that peace isn't somewhere out there, it's right here, in the quiet spaces between your thoughts, in the rhythm of your breath, and in the simple acts of everyday living. Chapter 3: Meditation Made Simple. Welcome to Chapter 3, where we'll explore one of the most transformative practices in Buddhism: meditation. If you've ever felt intimidated by the idea of meditation, thinking it's too difficult, too time-consuming, or only for spiritual gurus, you're in the right place. In this chapter, we'll demystify meditation and show you how simple and accessible it truly is. Whether you're a complete beginner or someone who's dabbled in meditation before, you'll walk away with practical tools to make meditation a meaningful part of your life. Let's start by addressing a common misconception. Meditation isn't about stopping your thoughts or achieving some mystical state of bliss. It's not about emptying your mind or becoming a different person. Instead, meditation is about training your mind to be more aware, focused, and calm. Think of it like exercise for your brain. It strengthens your ability to stay present, regulate emotions, and respond to challenges with clarity. Just as physical exercise builds strength and flexibility, meditation cultivates mental resilience and emotional balance. At its core, meditation is a practice of paying attention intentionally. You choose an object of focus, such as your breath, a mantra, or a visualization, and gently bring your attention back to it whenever your mind wanders. This process sounds straightforward, but it's incredibly powerful. Over time, it reshapes your relationship with your thoughts, emotions, and sensations, helping you navigate life with greater ease and wisdom. In Buddhism, meditation is considered essential for awakening, the process of seeing reality clearly and freeing yourself from suffering. The Buddha himself emphasized two main types of meditation: samatha, calming the mind, and vipassana, insight into the nature of reality. While these terms might sound technical, their essence is beautifully simple. Samatha meditation helps you cultivate inner peace and concentration, while vipassana meditation deepens your understanding of impermanence, interconnectedness, and the true nature of self. Together, they form the foundation of Buddhist practice. Now, let's break down how you can start meditating today, step by step. One of the easiest ways to begin is by focusing on your breath, a technique known as mindfulness of breathing. Your breath is always available and it serves as a natural anchor to the present moment. To practice this, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably either on a chair, cushion, or floor, with your back straight but relaxed. Rest your hands lightly on your lap or knees and close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Take a few moments to settle into your posture. Feel the weight of your body supported by the surface beneath you. Notice any areas of tension and invite them to soften. Then bring your attention to your breath. Don't try to change it, simply observe it as it is. Feel the cool air entering your nostrils, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, or the subtle movement of your abdomen. If your mind drifts away, as it inevitably will, gently guide your focus back to your breath without judgment. Each time you return, you're strengthening your ability to stay present. This practice might seem easy at first glance, but don't underestimate its power. When you meditate regularly, even for just a few minutes a day, you train your mind to become less reactive and more responsive. Imagine being able to pause before reacting angrily to criticism, feeling overwhelmed by stress, or succumbing to negative thought patterns. Meditation gives you that space, the space to choose how you want to respond, rather than being swept away by automatic reactions. Another popular meditation technique is loving-kindness meditation, or metta in Pali. This practice involves cultivating feelings of goodwill, compassion, and love, not just for others, but also for yourself. To try metta meditation, sit comfortably and silently repeat phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease." Once you've directed these wishes toward yourself, extend them outward, to loved ones, acquaintances, strangers, and even people you find challenging. Visualize each person receiving your wishes and feel the warmth of kindness radiating from your heart. Loving-kindness meditation is particularly helpful for counteracting feelings of isolation, anger, or resentment. In our modern world, where division and conflict often dominate headlines, this practice reminds us of our shared humanity. It fosters connection, empathy, and a sense of belonging, not just to others, but to the larger web of life. For those who prefer a more structured approach, guided meditations can be incredibly helpful. These involve following along with a teacher's instructions, which can range from visualization exercises to body scans to mindful storytelling. Guided meditations are especially useful for beginners because they provide structure and support, making it easier to stay focused. Many apps and online platforms offer free guided meditations so you can experiment with different styles and find what resonates with you. Visualization meditations are another powerful tool. In this practice, you use your imagination to create calming, uplifting images in your mind. For example, you might picture a golden light filling your body, dissolving tension and bringing peace. Or you could visualize walking through a serene forest, feeling the crunch of leaves underfoot and hearing birdsong overhead. Visualization taps into the mind's creative potential, using imagery to evoke positive emotions and deepen relaxation. Body scan meditations take a different approach by inviting you to tune into physical sensations throughout your body. Starting at the top of your head, slowly move your attention downward, noticing any areas of tension, discomfort, or ease. As you breathe, imagine sending waves of relaxation to each part of your body. Body scans are excellent for releasing physical stress and reconnecting with your body after long periods of sitting or screen time. Now, let's talk about consistency. Like any skill, meditation improves with regular practice. However, regular doesn't mean hours a day, it means showing up consistently, even if only for 5 or 10 minutes. Research shows that short, daily sessions are more effective than sporadic longer ones. The key is to build meditation into your routine, much like brushing your teeth or drinking water. Choose a time that works best for you, whether it's first thing in the morning, during lunch breaks, or before bed, and stick with it. Over time, meditation becomes less of a chore and more of a cherished habit. Of course, obstacles will arise. Some days, your mind will feel restless, and staying focused will seem impossible. Other times, you might struggle to find motivation or feel discouraged by perceived lack of progress. These challenges are normal, they're part of the journey. Instead of judging yourself harshly, treat them as opportunities to practice patience and perseverance. Remember, meditation isn't about perfection, it's about presence. Every moment you spend meditating, no matter how scattered it feels, contributes to your growth. One way to overcome resistance is to reframe meditation as self-care. Rather than viewing it as another item on your to-do list, see it as a gift you give yourself, a chance to recharge, reflect, and reconnect. When you approach meditation with kindness and curiosity, it becomes less of a burden and more of a sanctuary. Meditation also offers profound benefits beyond mental clarity and emotional regulation. Studies have shown that regular meditation reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression, lowers blood pressure, improves sleep quality, and enhances immune function. It can even increase grey matter in the brain, improving memory, learning, and decision-making. These physiological changes highlight the holistic impact of meditation. It nurtures not just your mind, but your entire being. In addition to individual benefits, meditation has ripple effects that extend to your relationships and community. When you meditate, you cultivate qualities like compassion, patience, and equanimity. These traits naturally influence how you interact with others, fostering deeper connections and reducing conflict. Imagine approaching disagreements with calmness instead of defensiveness, or listening to someone with genuine presence instead of distraction. Meditation transforms not only how you relate to yourself, but also how you engage with the world around you. Let's address another common question. Do you need special equipment or a dedicated space to meditate? The answer is no. While having a quiet corner or a meditation cushion can be helpful, they're not requirements. You can meditate anywhere, at your desk, on public transportation, or even while waiting in line. What matters most is your intention and focus. A cluttered room or noisy environment might make meditation more challenging, but it can also teach you to remain centered amidst chaos, a valuable skill in itself. If you're looking for ways to enhance your meditation practice, Consider incorporating rituals or props that resonate with you. Lighting a candle, burning incense, or playing soft music can signal to your mind that it's time to slow down and focus inward. Similarly, setting an intention before meditating, such as cultivating gratitude or releasing fear, can deepen your experience. These small touches aren't necessary, but they can add meaning and richness to your practice. Finally, let's discuss the role of meditation in addressing modern challenges like work stress, social media addiction, and environmental concerns. Meditation equips you with tools to navigate these issues with greater awareness and intention. For instance, when faced with work-related overwhelm, meditation helps you prioritize tasks, manage distractions, and maintain perspective. When tempted to scroll endlessly on social media, meditation reminds you to check in with your motivations and choose activities that align with your values. And when confronting environmental crises, meditation fosters a sense of connection to the planet, inspiring sustainable choices and compassionate action. Ultimately, meditation is about coming home to yourself. It's about creating space to listen to your body, your heart, and your intuition. It's about discovering that peace isn't something you chase, it's something you cultivate moment by moment within your own mind. As we conclude this exploration of meditation, I encourage you to view it not as a chore but as a refuge. Whenever life feels overwhelming, chaotic, or uncertain, meditation offers a way to ground yourself, reconnect with your center, and remember who you truly are. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. Over time, you'll find that meditation enriches every aspect of your life, helping you live with greater clarity, compassion, and joy. Chapter 4: Work Stress and Finding Balance. Welcome to Chapter 4, where we'll tackle one of the most pervasive challenges of modern life: work stress. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by deadlines, emails, meetings, or the relentless pressure to perform, this chapter is for you. Together we'll explore how Buddhist philosophy, mindfulness, and meditation can help you navigate workplace challenges with greater ease, clarity, and balance. By the end of this exploration, you'll have practical tools to transform your relationship with work, not just surviving it, but thriving in it. Let's start by acknowledging a universal truth. Work is an integral part of life. It provides structure, purpose, and opportunities for growth. But when work becomes all-consuming, when it dominates your thoughts, drains your energy, and leaves little room for rest, it can take a toll on your well-being. Chronic work stress has been linked to burnout, anxiety, depression, and even physical health issues like heart disease and insomnia. The good news? There are ways to reclaim balance and create a healthier, more sustainable approach to work, and Buddhism offers timeless wisdom to guide us. At the heart of Buddhist teachings is the concept of the middle way, a path that avoids extremes. Applied to work, this means finding harmony between effort and rest, ambition and contentment, productivity and presence. Too often, we fall into one of two traps, either overworking ourselves to exhaustion or avoiding responsibilities altogether. Neither extreme leads to fulfillment. Instead, the middle way invites us to engage fully with our tasks while staying grounded in the present moment. So how do we apply this principle to our daily lives? Let's break it down step by step. First, let's talk about setting intentions. Before diving into your workday, take a few moments to reflect. Why am I doing this? What purpose does my work serve, not just for myself, but for others? When you connect your efforts to a larger mission, whether it's supporting your family, contributing to your community, or creating something meaningful, you infuse your work with a sense of purpose. This perspective shift can transform mundane tasks into acts of service, reducing feelings of resentment or futility. Next, let's address perfectionism, a common source of work-related stress. Many of us hold ourselves to impossibly high standards, believing that anything less than flawless performance is unacceptable. While striving for excellence is admirable, perfectionism often leads to unnecessary suffering. Buddhism teaches us to embrace imperfection and recognize that mistakes are opportunities for learning and growth. Instead of fixating on outcomes, focus on effort and intention. Ask yourself, Did I give my best in this moment? If the answer is yes, then celebrate that accomplishment, regardless of external results. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in managing work stress. When you bring awareness to your tasks, you reduce the mental clutter that fuels anxiety and overwhelm. For example, instead of multitasking, juggling emails, phone calls, and reports simultaneously, try focusing on one thing at a time. Give your full attention to each task, completing it before moving on to the next. Not only will this improve efficiency, but it will also foster a deeper sense of satisfaction. Research shows that single tasking enhances productivity and reduces errors, making it a win-win strategy. Another powerful tool is mindful breathing. Throughout the day, especially during stressful moments, pause and take a few deep breaths. Feel the air entering your lungs, expanding your chest and leaving your body. This simple practice calms your nervous system, lowers cortisol levels, and restores clarity. You don't need to set aside hours for meditation. Even a minute or two of conscious breathing can make a difference. Consider scheduling short breathing breaks throughout your day, a reminder to step away from your desk, reset your mind, and return to your work refreshed. Boundaries are another essential aspect of managing work stress. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to blur the lines between professional and personal life. Emails ping at all hours, notifications demand immediate attention, and the expectation to always be on can leave you feeling perpetually drained. Buddhism emphasizes non-attachment, not just to material possessions, but also to unhealthy habits and expectations. Practicing non-attachment in the context of work means letting go of the need to control everything and recognizing that your worth isn't tied to your output. To establish boundaries, start by defining clear work hours and sticking to them. Turn off notifications after hours, resist the urge to check emails late at night, and prioritize activities that recharge you, whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or simply resting. Remember, productivity isn't measured by how many hours you log, it's about the quality of your contributions. When you honor your limits, you protect your energy and prevent burnout. Now let's talk about relationships in the workplace. Interpersonal dynamics can significantly impact your experience of work. Conflicts with colleagues, misunderstandings with supervisors, or feelings of isolation can exacerbate stress. Mindful communication, an extension of mindfulness practice, can help you navigate these challenges with grace and empathy. When engaging with others, listen deeply without interrupting or planning your response while they're speaking. Pay attention not just to their words, but also to their tone, facial expressions, and body language. Respond thoughtfully, choosing words that promote understanding and collaboration rather than defensiveness or conflict. If tensions arise, take a step back to observe your emotions. Are you reacting out of fear, frustration, or insecurity? By pausing to reflect, you can respond skillfully rather than impulsively. Gratitude is another transformative practice that can shift your perspective on work. Instead of focusing on what's lacking, recognition, resources, time, train your mind to notice what's going well. Start each day by listing 3 things you appreciate about your job, no matter how small. Perhaps it's a supportive coworker, a comfortable workspace, or the opportunity to learn new skills. Gratitude rewires your brain to focus on abundance rather than scarcity, fostering a more positive outlook. For those in leadership roles, Buddhist principles offer valuable guidance for cultivating a healthy workplace culture. Leaders who embody mindfulness and compassion inspire trust, loyalty, and motivation among their teams. Practice active listening with your employees, acknowledging their contributions and addressing their concerns with empathy. Encourage open communication, provide opportunities for growth, and model self-care by prioritizing your own well-being. A leader who values balance and authenticity sets the tone for the entire organization. Let's also consider the role of technology in work stress. While digital tools have revolutionized productivity, they've also created new sources of distraction and pressure. Constant connectivity can erode boundaries, disrupt focus, and amplify feelings of overwhelm. To counteract these effects, adopt mindful tech habits. Schedule specific times to check emails and messages rather than responding immediately. Use apps that block distracting websites during focused work sessions. And remember, technology is a tool, not a master. Use it intentionally to support your goals rather than allowing it to dictate your pace. Another key aspect of managing work stress is self-compassion. Many of us are quick to criticize ourselves for perceived shortcomings, such as missing a deadline, making a mistake, or falling behind. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a friend in similar circumstances. When setbacks occur, remind yourself that everyone struggles sometimes. Acknowledge your humanity, learn from the experience, and move forward with renewed determination. Physical movement is equally important for combating work stress. Sitting for prolonged periods can lead to stiffness, fatigue, and decreased focus. Incorporate mindful movement into your routine by stretching, walking, or practicing yoga during breaks. These activities not only release tension but also boost circulation, energy, and mental clarity. Even a brief walk around the block can refresh your mind and spark creative ideas. Finally, let's touch on the importance of aligning your work with your values. Ask yourself, does my job contribute to my happiness and fulfillment, or does it drain me emotionally and spiritually? If you find yourself in a role that feels misaligned with your passions or principles, consider exploring alternatives. Transitioning careers or pursuing side projects that ignite your enthusiasm can reignite your sense of purpose. Remember, life is too short to spend it in a job that doesn't nourish your soul. As we wrap up this exploration of work stress and finding balance, I want to leave you with a final thought. Work doesn't have to be a source of suffering. With mindfulness, intentionality, and compassion, you can transform your relationship with it. Instead of viewing work as a burden, see it as an opportunity to grow, connect, and contribute. Celebrate your achievements, learn from challenges, and prioritize your well-being along the way. Chapter 5: Breaking Free from Social Media Addiction. Welcome to Chapter 5, where we'll tackle one of the most pervasive challenges of our digital age: social media addiction. If you've ever found yourself mindlessly scrolling through feeds, comparing your life to curated highlight reels, or feeling anxious when you're away from your phone, this chapter is for you. Together we'll explore how Buddhist philosophy, mindfulness, and practical strategies can help you break free from the grip of social media and reclaim your time, attention, and peace of mind. Let's start by acknowledging a hard truth. Social media isn't inherently bad. It has the power to connect us with loved ones, inspire creativity, and provide access to information and communities that enrich our lives. But like anything, it becomes problematic when used excessively or unconsciously. For many of us, social media has evolved from a tool into a habit, a compulsive behavior that hijacks our attention and leaves us feeling drained, distracted, or dissatisfied. Buddhism offers profound insights into why we fall into these patterns and how we can step out of them. At its core, social media addiction stems from craving, our endless desire for validation, entertainment, or escape. We scroll because we hope to feel better, whether it's through likes, comments, or the temporary dopamine rush of novelty. But as Buddhism teaches, clinging to external sources of happiness rarely leads to lasting fulfillment. Instead, it creates cycles of craving and dissatisfaction. The first step toward breaking free is awareness. Before you can change your habits, you need to understand them. Spend a day observing your social media use without judgment. Notice when and why you reach for your phone. Are you bored, stressed, avoiding an uncomfortable emotion, seeking connection or distraction? By shining a light on your triggers, you gain power over them. One helpful exercise is to keep a social media log for a week. Each time you open an app, jot down the time, duration, and reason. At the end of the week, review your entries. What patterns emerge? Do you notice certain times of day when you're more likely to scroll? Are there particular emotions that drive your usage? This simple act of tracking increases mindfulness and reveals opportunities for change. Once you've identified your habits, it's time to set boundaries. Boundaries are essential for creating space between you and your devices. Start by designating tech-free zones and times, for example, no phones at the dinner table during conversations or an hour before bed. These limits protect your relationships, mental clarity, and sleep quality. Another effective strategy is to turn off non-essential notifications. Every ping pulls your attention away from the present moment, fragmenting your focus and increasing stress. By silencing unnecessary alerts, you reclaim control over your attention. Consider using apps that track screen time or block distracting websites during focused work sessions. These tools hold you accountable and encourage healthier habits. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in breaking free from social media addiction. When you feel the urge to scroll, pause and check in with yourself. Ask, what am I seeking right now? Am I truly hungry for connection, or am I trying to avoid discomfort? Often the impulse to pick up your phone masks deeper needs, loneliness, boredom, fatigue, or anxiety. By addressing these underlying emotions directly, you reduce reliance on social media as a band-aid solution. For instance, if you're feeling lonely, call a friend or join a local club instead of scrolling endlessly. If you're bored, try picking up a book, taking a walk, or exploring a new hobby. If you're anxious, practice mindful breathing or journaling to process your feelings. Each alternative activity strengthens your ability to engage with life fully, rather than escaping into a virtual world. Loving kindness, meditation, or metta can also be transformative in this context. Social media often fosters comparison and competition, leaving us feeling inadequate or envious. Metta meditation counters these tendencies by cultivating compassion for ourselves and others, as you silently repeat phrases like, "May I be happy," "May I be at peace." Extend those wishes to people whose posts trigger jealousy or resentment. Visualize them experiencing joy and ease. Over time, this practice softens your heart and reduces the sting of comparison. Another powerful antidote to social media addiction is gratitude. Scrolling through feeds can distort our perception of reality, making us believe everyone else is happier, more successful, or more adventurous than we are. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance. Take a few moments each day to reflect on what's going well in your life, the love of family, the beauty of nature, the skills you're developing. Writing these blessings in a journal reinforces positivity and weakens the allure of comparison. Now let's talk about intentionality. Instead of using social media passively, endlessly scrolling without purpose, approach it consciously. Before opening an app, ask yourself, why am I doing this? What do I hope to gain? Set a clear goal, such as catching up with a friend, researching a topic, or sharing meaningful content. Once you've achieved your objective, close the app. This deliberate approach minimizes wasted time and maximizes value. It's also important to curate your online environment. Unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself or promote unrealistic standards. Follow creators who inspire, educate, or uplift you. Fill your feed with positivity, authenticity, and diversity. Remember, you have the power to shape the digital spaces you inhabit. Detoxes and digital Sabbaths can further support your journey toward balance. A social media detox involves taking a break, whether it's for a day, a weekend, or longer, to reset your relationship with technology. During this time, immerse yourself in offline activities that nourish your soul. Reading, painting, hiking, cooking, or simply being still. Notice how much lighter and freer you feel without the constant pull of notifications. Digital Sabbaths take this concept a step further by dedicating one day a week to unplugging entirely. Use this sacred time to reconnect with yourself, loved ones, and the natural world. Engage in activities that spark joy, creativity, and presence. Over time, these rituals become anchors of calm and stability in your life. Let's not forget the importance of self-compassion. Breaking free from social media addiction is a process, not a destination. There will be setbacks, moments when you slip back into old patterns. That's okay. Treat yourself with kindness and patience. Celebrate small victories, such as resisting the urge to scroll or setting healthy boundaries. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Physical movement is another key component of reducing screen time. Sedentary behavior exacerbates the negative effects of excessive social media use, including fatigue, poor posture, and decreased focus. Incorporate regular movement into your routine by stretching, dancing, or practicing yoga. Even a short walk outdoors can refresh your mind and body, providing a welcome contrast to the artificial glow of screens. Finally, let's address the broader implications of social media addiction, not just for individuals, but for society as a whole. Mindless consumption contributes to issues like misinformation, polarization, and environmental degradation. By becoming more intentional with your digital habits, you model responsible behavior and inspire others to do the same. Share your journey with friends and family, encouraging them to reflect on their own usage. Together, we can create a culture of mindfulness and meaningful connection. As we conclude this exploration of social media addiction, I want to leave you with a reminder. You are not defined by your habits. With awareness, effort, and compassion, you can reshape your relationship with technology and rediscover the richness of real-life experiences. Social media doesn't have to control you. You can use it wisely as a tool to enhance, not detract, from your well-being. Chapter 6. Cultivating Compassion in Relationships. Welcome to Chapter 6, where we'll explore one of the most beautiful and transformative aspects of Buddhist philosophy, compassion in relationships. Whether it's with family, friends, romantic partners, colleagues, or even strangers, our connections with others shape the quality of our lives. Yet, navigating relationships can be challenging. Misunderstandings, conflicts, and unmet expectations often leave us feeling frustrated or disconnected. In this chapter, we'll delve into how Buddhist teachings, mindfulness, and practical tools can help you cultivate deeper, more compassionate relationships that enrich both your life and the lives of those around you. At its heart, Buddhism emphasizes interconnectedness, the understanding that all beings are part of a vast web of existence. This perspective shifts our focus from me to we, reminding us that our actions ripple outward, affecting others in ways we may not immediately see. When we approach relationships with this awareness, we begin to see them not as sources of conflict or obligation, but as opportunities for growth, service, and mutual support. Let's start by defining compassion. Compassion isn't just about feeling sorry for someone or offering sympathy. It's about actively wishing for their happiness and freedom from suffering. It's a deep, heartfelt desire to alleviate pain and promote well-being, whether through words, actions, or simply being present. Compassion is not passive. It requires courage, vulnerability, and effort. But when practiced sincerely, it transforms relationships, fostering trust, understanding, and harmony. One of the foundational practices for cultivating compassion is loving-kindness meditation, or metta. We touched on this briefly in earlier chapters, but here we'll dive deeper into its application within relationships. To practice metta, sit quietly and silently repeat phrases like, "May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you live with ease." Begin by directing these wishes toward yourself, then extend them to loved ones, acquaintances, difficult people, and eventually all beings. This practice softens the barriers we often erect between ourselves and others. It reminds us that everyone, regardless of their behavior, beliefs, or background, desires happiness and freedom from suffering. Even when someone hurts us, they're acting out of their own pain or ignorance. By seeing them through the lens of compassion, we reduce resentment and open the door to healing. Now let's talk about how to bring compassion into everyday interactions. Mindful communication is a cornerstone of compassionate relationships. Too often, we listen to respond rather than to understand. We interrupt, judge, or zone out while the other person is speaking. Mindful listening, on the other hand, involves giving your full attention to the speaker. Notice their tone, body language, and emotions. Resist the urge to formulate your reply while they're talking. Instead, Let their words sink in, responding thoughtfully and empathetically. When misunderstandings arise, and they inevitably will, approach them with curiosity rather than defensiveness. Ask questions like, "Can you help me understand where you're coming from?" Or, "What would make this situation better for you?" These inquiries demonstrate respect and a willingness to collaborate. They also de-escalate tension, creating space for resolution. Another key aspect of compassionate relationships is setting boundaries. Contrary to popular belief, boundaries aren't barriers, they're acts of self-care and respect. Healthy boundaries protect your energy, prevent resentment, and ensure that both parties feel valued. For example, if a friend consistently cancels plans last minute, you might gently express how it affects you and suggest alternative ways to connect. Setting boundaries doesn't mean rejecting others, it means honoring your needs while maintaining connection. Compassion also involves recognizing and addressing power dynamics in relationships. Whether it's between parents and children, managers and employees, or partners in a romantic relationship, imbalances can lead to manipulation, control, or resentment. Buddhism teaches us to act with humility and integrity, treating others as equals, regardless of status or role. Practice active listening, share decision-making responsibilities, and acknowledge contributions fairly. These small gestures build trust and foster equality. For those in romantic partnerships, compassion is especially vital. Romantic relationships often bring intense emotions, joy, passion, frustration, and heartache. Navigating these ups and downs requires patience, empathy, and a commitment to growth. Start by practicing gratitude for your partner. Reflect on their qualities, efforts, and sacrifices. Express appreciation regularly, not just during special occasions, but in everyday moments. A simple thank you or "I appreciate you" can strengthen bonds and remind both of you why you chose each other. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship, but it doesn't have to destroy connection. When disagreements arise, approach them mindfully. Take a few deep breaths to calm your nervous system before responding. Avoid blaming or criticizing, which only escalates tension. Instead, use I statements to express your feelings. For example, "I feel hurt when," rather than "you always." This shift takes responsibility for your emotions without attacking the other person. Forgiveness is another essential element of compassionate relationships. Holding on to grudges or past hurts poisons your mind and erodes trust. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior, it means releasing the grip that anger and resentment have on you. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a grievance. Forgiveness allows you to set down those stones, freeing yourself to move forward with lightness and grace. Parenting offers another rich arena for practicing compassion. Raising children is one of the most rewarding yet challenging experiences life has to offer. Kids test our patience, push boundaries, and mirror our own unresolved issues. Responding with compassion requires immense self-awareness and discipline. When your child misbehaves, pause and ask yourself, what need is driving this behavior? Are they seeking attention, validation, or autonomy? Addressing the underlying need often resolves the issue more effectively than punishment. Mindfulness practices can also strengthen parent-child relationships. Spend quality time together without distractions, no phones, TV, or multitasking. Engage fully in activities like reading, playing games, or cooking. These shared moments create lasting memories and deepen your bond. Friendships, too, benefit from compassionate practices. Friendships evolve over time, shaped by shared experiences, mutual support, and occasional challenges. To nurture these connections, prioritize regular check-ins. Reach out to friends proactively, asking how they're doing, not just superficially but genuinely. Celebrate their successes, comfort them in times of struggle, and show up for them consistently. True friendship is built on presence and reliability. Workplace relationships deserve special attention, given the amount of time we spend with colleagues. Compassionate leadership, in particular, fosters loyalty, motivation, and productivity. Leaders who practice empathy listen to their team's concerns, provide constructive feedback, and celebrate achievements. They model vulnerability by admitting mistakes and encouraging open dialogue. Employees, in turn, feel valued and empowered to contribute their best work. Even casual encounters with cashiers, delivery drivers, or strangers on the street offer opportunities for compassion. A warm smile, a kind word, or a gesture of assistance can brighten someone's day. These small acts of kindness ripple outward, creating a culture of care and connection. Self-compassion is equally important in cultivating compassionate relationships. How we treat ourselves directly influences how we treat others. If you're harsh, critical, or neglectful towards yourself, it's difficult to extend genuine compassion to those around you. Practice self-kindness by acknowledging your efforts, forgiving your mistakes, and prioritizing your well-being. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself enables you to give more fully to others. Gratitude plays a pivotal role in nurturing compassion. Reflect daily on the people who enrich your life, their laughter, wisdom, support, and love. Gratitude amplifies positivity, reducing tendencies toward comparison, jealousy, or resentment. Consider writing thank you notes or expressing appreciation verbally. These acts not only uplift others, but also reinforce your own sense of abundance. Finally, let's address the role of impermanence in relationships. All relationships change over time. People grow apart, circumstances shift, and sometimes loss occurs. While painful, impermanence reminds us to cherish the present moment and invest deeply in our connections. Don't take loved ones for granted. Tell them how much they mean to you. Show up fully, knowing that every interaction is precious and fleeting. As we conclude this exploration of compassion in relationships, I want to leave you with a final thought. Compassion is a gift, not just to others, but to yourself. When you act with kindness, empathy, and understanding, you create a ripple effect that touches countless lives, including your own. Relationships grounded in compassion are resilient, joyful, and fulfilling. They remind us of our shared humanity and the profound beauty of connection. Chapter 7. Environmental Concerns and Living with Purpose. Welcome to Chapter 7, where we'll explore one of the most pressing challenges of our time: environmental concerns. Climate change, deforestation, pollution, and biodiversity loss are not just abstract issues, they're realities that affect every aspect of life on Earth. In this chapter, we'll examine how Buddhist philosophy, mindfulness, and compassionate action can inspire us to live more sustainably and meaningfully. By aligning our values with our actions, we can contribute to healing the planet while deepening our connection to it. At its core, Buddhism teaches interconnectedness, the understanding that all beings, ecosystems, and elements of the natural world are interdependent. When we harm the environment, we harm ourselves. Conversely, when we nurture the earth, we nurture our own well-being. This perspective invites us to see environmental stewardship not as an obligation, but as an opportunity, a chance to express gratitude, compassion, and purpose through our daily choices. Let's begin by reflecting on impermanence, one of the central tenets of Buddhism, and how it applies to our relationship with the planet. Everything in nature is transient. Seasons change, rivers flow, forests grow and decay. Yet modern society often operates under the illusion of permanence, exploiting resources as if they'll never run out and disregarding the long-term consequences of our actions. By embracing impermanence, we recognize the fragility of ecosystems and the urgency of protecting them. We also cultivate humility, acknowledging that humanity is not separate from nature, but deeply embedded within it. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in fostering environmental awareness. When we slow down and pay attention, we notice the intricate beauty of the natural world, the rustle of leaves, the rhythm of waves, the scent of rain-soaked earth. These moments of presence awaken a sense of wonder and reverence, reminding us why the earth deserves our care. Mindfulness also helps us become more conscious consumers. Instead of acting impulsively or habitually, we pause to consider the impact of our choices. Do I really need this item? Where did it come from? How was it made? will it end up in a landfill? Each mindful decision reduces waste and supports sustainable practices. One practical way to live more sustainably is by adopting the principle of non-attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean renouncing material possessions entirely. It means letting go of excessive consumption and the belief that happiness comes from acquiring more stuff. Many of us accumulate clutter, clothes we rarely wear, gadgets we quickly discard, single-use plastics that pile up in landfills. By simplifying our lives, we reduce our ecological footprint and create space for what truly matters: relationships, experiences, and inner peace. Minimalism, inspired by Buddhist teachings, offers a powerful antidote to overconsumption. Start by decluttering your home, donating unused items, and resisting the urge to buy unnecessary things. Focus on quality over quantity, choosing durable, ethically sourced products that align with your values. For example, opt for reusable bags, bottles, and containers instead of disposable alternatives. Support businesses that prioritize sustainability, fair trade, and environmental responsibility. Every purchase is a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. Another key practice is cultivating gratitude for the Earth's abundance. Take a moment to reflect on everything nature provides: clean air, fresh water, nourishing food, and breathtaking landscapes. Gratitude shifts our mindset from entitlement to appreciation, motivating us to protect these gifts for future generations. You might express this gratitude through rituals like gardening, hiking, or simply sitting quietly outdoors. Engaging with nature reminds us that we're part of something greater than ourselves, a vast, intricate web of life. Loving kindness meditation, or metta, extends beyond human relationships to encompass all living beings and the planet itself. As you silently repeat phrases like, "May all beings be happy, may all beings be safe," visualize the earth thriving, forests flourishing, oceans teeming with life, skies clear and blue. This practice fosters a sense of kinship with the natural world, dissolving the artificial divide between us and them. It also inspires action, encouraging us to advocate for policies and initiatives that safeguard the environment. Now, let's talk about specific actions you can take to reduce your environmental impact. One of the most effective steps is reducing energy consumption. Turn off lights and appliances when not in use, switch to energy-efficient bulbs, and unplug chargers and electronics overnight. Consider investing in renewable energy sources like solar panels if feasible. Small changes add up, lowering greenhouse gas emissions and conserving resources. Transportation is another area ripe for improvement. Whenever possible, walk, bike, carpool, or use public transit instead of driving alone. If you must drive, maintain your vehicle to maximize fuel efficiency and minimize emissions. For longer trips, choose trains or buses over flights, which have a significantly higher carbon footprint. Even better, embrace the art of staying local, explore nearby parks, museums, and communities rather than traveling far afield. Dietary choices also play a critical role in environmental sustainability. Animal agriculture is a leading cause of deforestation, water pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. While dietary preferences vary widely, reducing meat and dairy consumption, even modestly, can make a substantial difference. Incorporate more plant-based meals into your routine, focusing on seasonal, organic, and locally sourced ingredients. Not only does this benefit the planet, but it also promotes personal health and well-being. Waste reduction is another cornerstone of eco-conscious living. Practice the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Avoid single-use plastics by carrying reusable utensils, straws, and shopping bags. Compost food scraps and yard waste to enrich soil and reduce landfill contributions. Repair broken items instead of replacing them, extending their lifespan and minimizing resource extraction. Creativity thrives in the process of repurposing. Old jars become storage containers, worn-out clothes transform into cleaning rags, and discarded materials find new life as art projects. Water conservation is equally important, especially in regions facing scarcity. Simple habits like turning off the tap while brushing teeth, taking shorter showers, and fixing leaks conserve precious resources. Collect rainwater for gardening and landscaping and install low-flow fixtures to reduce usage. Every drop counts, particularly as climate change exacerbates droughts and disrupts water cycles. Community involvement amplifies individual efforts. Join local environmental groups, participate in cleanup events, or volunteer at community gardens. Advocate for green spaces, renewable energy projects, and sustainable urban planning. Educate others about environmental issues, sharing knowledge and resources to empower collective action. Together we can achieve far more than any one person could alone. For those seeking deeper engagement, consider adopting a lifestyle rooted in simplicity and service. Voluntary simplicity involves prioritizing experiences over possessions, fostering contentment with less. Service-oriented lifestyles focus on contributing to the greater good, whether through activism, teaching, or hands-on work. Both approaches align with Buddhist principles of generosity, mindfulness, and interconnectedness, creating a ripple effect of positive change. Self-reflection is essential for sustaining environmental activism. Burnout is common among advocates who pour their hearts into causes without replenishing their own reserves. Practice self-care regularly, ensuring that you remain physically, emotionally, and spiritually resilient. Meditation, journaling, and spending time in nature recharge your spirit, enabling you to continue your work with renewed energy and clarity. Finally, let's address the emotional weight of environmental concerns. Facing the scale of ecological crises can feel overwhelming, even paralyzing. Grief, anger, fear, and despair are natural responses to witnessing destruction and injustice. Buddhism teaches us to acknowledge these emotions without clinging to them. Allow yourself to feel fully, then channel that energy into constructive action. Remember, despair arises from love, from caring deeply about the planet and its inhabitants. Let that love guide you forward, inspiring hope and determination. As we conclude this exploration of environmental concerns and purposeful living, I want to leave you with a final thought. You have the power to make a difference. No action is too small, no voice too quiet. By living mindfully, consuming consciously, and advocating passionately, you contribute to a brighter, healthier future for all beings. The earth is not just a resource, it's a sacred home, deserving of our care and respect. Chapter 8. Practicing Self-Compassion and Inner Healing. Welcome to Chapter 8, where we'll explore one of the most transformative yet often overlooked aspects of personal growth, self-compassion. In a world that constantly pushes us to achieve more, do better, and strive for perfection, it's easy to fall into patterns of self-criticism, judgment, and neglect. But true healing begins when we learn to treat ourselves with kindness, patience, and understanding, the same way we would treat a dear friend. In this chapter, we'll dive deeply into how Buddhist philosophy, mindfulness, and practical tools can help you cultivate self-compassion and embark on a journey of inner healing. At its core, self-compassion is about recognizing your inherent worthiness, not because of what you've accomplished or how others perceive you, but simply because you exist. Buddhism teaches us that all beings possess innate goodness, a luminous essence untouched by external conditions. Yet many of us struggle to connect with this truth, burdened by shame, guilt, or feelings of inadequacy. Self-compassion invites us to embrace our humanity fully, acknowledging both strengths and vulnerabilities, and to meet ourselves with unconditional love. Let's start by addressing a common misconception. Self-compassion isn't selfish or indulgent. It's not about excusing harmful behavior or avoiding responsibility. Rather, it's about acknowledging pain without amplifying it through harsh self-talk. When you're kind to yourself, you create space for growth, resilience, and transformation. Research shows that self-compassion improves mental health, reduces anxiety and depression, and enhances overall well-being. It also strengthens relationships, as those who are compassionate toward themselves tend to extend that compassion outward more naturally. One powerful practice for cultivating self-compassion is loving kindness meditation or metta. While we've discussed metta in previous chapters, here we'll focus specifically on directing those wishes inward, Begin by finding a quiet space and sitting comfortably. Close your eyes and bring your attention to your heart center. Silently repeat phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease." Allow these words to sink deeply into your consciousness, filling any areas of tension or pain with warmth and light. If self-directed kindness feels challenging at first, that's okay. Many of us have spent years criticizing ourselves, so shifting to a more compassionate mindset takes time. Start small. For example, place your hand over your heart and whisper, "I'm here for you." This simple gesture sends a message of care and support to your nervous system, helping to soothe distress. Over time, these practices build trust between you and yourself, fostering a sense of safety and belonging within. Mindfulness is another essential tool for nurturing self-compassion. Often we're quick to judge our thoughts and emotions, labeling them as good or bad, and reacting accordingly. Mindfulness encourages us to observe these experiences non-judgmentally, allowing them to arise and pass away like clouds drifting across the sky. For instance, if you notice feelings of sadness or frustration, resist the urge to suppress or amplify them. Instead, acknowledge their presence with curiosity and gentleness. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to tell me? How can I honor it without letting it consume me? Journaling complements mindfulness beautifully, providing a structured outlet for processing emotions. Spend a few minutes each day writing freely about whatever arises, thoughts, fears, dreams, or reflections. Don't worry about grammar or coherence. Simply let the words flow onto the page. Journaling helps untangle complex feelings, uncover hidden beliefs, and identify patterns that may be holding you back. To deepen the practice, incorporate prompts like, "What do I need right now?" or "How can I show myself more kindness today?" These questions invite introspection and guide you toward actionable steps for self-care. Another cornerstone of self-compassion is embracing imperfection. Perfectionism, a pervasive cultural ideal, feeds the belief that we must always perform flawlessly to deserve love and acceptance. Buddhism reminds us that imperfection is part of the human condition. No one is exempt from mistakes, failures, or struggles. Instead of viewing setbacks as evidence of inadequacy, see them as opportunities for learning and growth. Each misstep carries valuable lessons, shaping you into a wiser, more resilient version of yourself. To counteract perfectionism, practice reframing negative self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'm such a failure," or "I'll never get this right," challenge those thoughts with evidence-based responses. For example, remind yourself of past successes, no matter how small. Acknowledge effort rather than outcome, celebrating progress even if it falls short of expectations. Imagine speaking to a close friend in a similar situation. What words of encouragement would you offer? Then turn that same kindness inward. Self-forgiveness is closely tied to self-compassion. Holding on to guilt or regret keeps us trapped in cycles of suffering, preventing us from moving forward. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful actions, it means releasing the grip that resentment has on your mind and heart. Visualize placing your burdens down, whether it's a mistake, a missed opportunity, or a painful memory, and walking away lighter. You might write a letter to yourself expressing forgiveness, articulating what happened and why it no longer defines you. Burning or tearing up the letter symbolizes letting go. Creative expression offers another pathway to self-compassion and healing. Whether it's painting, dancing, playing music, or crafting, creativity allows you to channel emotions into tangible forms. Artistic endeavors bypass the analytical mind, tapping into deeper layers of intuition and authenticity. They also provide a sense of accomplishment and joy, reinforcing positive self-perception. If you feel intimidated by traditional art forms, try something playful and low pressure like doodling, collage making, or freestyle movement. The goal isn't mastery, it's connection. Physical self-care is equally important in nurturing self-compassion. Your body is your lifelong companion, yet it often bears the brunt of stress, neglect, and criticism. Treat it with reverence by prioritizing rest, nutrition, hydration, and movement. Listen to its signals: hunger, fatigue, discomfort, and respond with care. Practice mindful eating, savoring each bite and appreciating the nourishment it provides. Engage in activities that feel good, whether it's yoga, stretching, swimming, or simply lying under the sun. Movement releases endorphins, boosts mood, and fosters a sense of vitality. Boundaries play a crucial role in self-compassion as well. Saying yes to everything leaves little room for rest and rejuvenation, while saying no protects your energy and preserves your well-being. Set clear limits around commitments, screen time, social interactions, and anything else that drains you unnecessarily. Communicate assertively, yet kindly, explaining your needs without apology. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're acts of self-respect that affirm your worth and priorities. Gratitude amplifies self-compassion by shifting focus from lack to abundance. Reflect daily on qualities you appreciate about yourself: your resilience, humor, creativity, empathy, or dedication. Celebrate milestones, big or small, and recognize the unique gifts you bring to the world. Gratitude softens self-criticism, reminding you that you're enough exactly as you are. Consider keeping a gratitude journal dedicated to self-appreciation, jotting down moments of pride or joy whenever they arise. Finally, let's talk about integrating self-compassion into daily life. It's not enough to practice kindness sporadically. Consistency is key. Create rituals that reinforce self-love, such as morning affirmations, evening reflections, or weekly check-ins. Surround yourself with supportive influences, books, podcasts, mentors, or communities that align with your values and aspirations. Limit exposure to toxic environments or people who undermine your confidence. Remember, self-compassion is a lifelong commitment, not a one-time fix. As we conclude this exploration of self-compassion and inner healing, I want to leave you with a final thought. You are worthy of love not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Every breath you take, every step you make, every moment you choose kindness over judgment is a testament to your inherent goodness. By embracing self-compassion, you not only heal yourself, but also inspire others to do the same. Together we create a ripple effect of acceptance, understanding, and peace. Chapter 9: Cultivating Gratitude and Joy in Everyday Life. Welcome to Chapter 9, where we'll explore one of the most powerful yet accessible tools for transforming your life: gratitude. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you or keeping a list of things you're thankful for. It's a profound practice that shifts your perspective, deepens your connection to the present moment, and opens the door to lasting joy. In this chapter, we'll delve into how Buddhist philosophy, mindfulness, and practical exercises can help you cultivate gratitude and discover the extraordinary within the ordinary. At its essence, gratitude is an acknowledgement of abundance, not material wealth, but the richness of experience, relationships, and simple pleasures that often go unnoticed. Buddhism teaches us to see life as it truly is, a tapestry of interconnected moments, each imbued with potential for wonder and meaning. When we embrace gratitude, we train our minds to focus on what's good rather than fixating on what's lacking. The shift doesn't deny challenges or hardships. Instead, it reframes them, allowing us to find light even in darkness. Let's start by examining why gratitude matters so much. Research shows that practicing gratitude improves mental health, boosts resilience, strengthens relationships, and enhances overall well-being. It rewires your brain to scan for positivity, amplifying feelings of happiness and contentment. Yet, cultivating gratitude requires intentionality, especially in a world that often glorifies scarcity, comparison, and dissatisfaction. Social media, advertising, and cultural narratives frequently reinforce the idea that we need more to be fulfilled. Gratitude counters these messages by reminding us that fulfillment already exists within our reach. One of the simplest ways to begin practicing gratitude is through journaling. Set aside a few minutes each day to write down 3 things you're grateful for. These don't need to be monumental achievements. They could be as small as the warmth of sunlight on your face, the taste of your morning coffee, or a kind word from a stranger. The key is consistency. Over time, this habit trains your mind to notice blessings amidst the busyness of life. You might also include reflections on why you're grateful for each item, deepening your appreciation and understanding. Mindfulness amplifies the practice of gratitude by anchoring you in the present moment. Often we rush through experiences without fully absorbing them, missing opportunities to feel grateful. Mindfulness invites you to slow down and savor the details, the texture of bread as you bite into it, the sound of rain tapping against your window, the sensation of cool air brushing your skin. By paying attention deliberately, you uncover layers of beauty and meaning that might otherwise escape notice. Gratitude extends beyond personal reflection. It's also a relational practice. Expressing thanks to others strengthens bonds and fosters mutual respect. Whether it's thanking a colleague for their support, complimenting a friend on their kindness, or acknowledging a stranger's courtesy, these gestures create ripples of positivity. Verbal expressions of gratitude are powerful, but written notes or small acts of service, like preparing someone's favorite meal or offering help without being asked, carry even deeper impact. Loving kindness meditation, or metta, beautifully complements gratitude by expanding your circle of care. As you silently repeat phrases like, "May you be happy, may you be safe," extend those wishes not only to yourself and loved ones, but also to acquaintances, difficult people, and eventually all beings. Visualize their faces, imagining them experiencing peace and ease. This practice cultivates empathy, dissolves barriers, and reminds you of your shared humanity. It also reinforces gratitude by highlighting the interconnected web of support that sustains your life, from family and friends to teachers, healers, and even strangers whose efforts contribute to your well-being. Now let's talk about integrating gratitude into challenging situations. Difficulties are inevitable: loss, failure, illness, conflict. But they don't have to overshadow everything else. Buddhism teaches us to view adversity as a teacher, offering lessons in patience, humility, and resilience. Gratitude helps reframe struggles by drawing attention to silver linings. For example, if you lose your job, you might feel gratitude for the opportunity to reassess your goals and pursue new paths. If you experience illness, you might appreciate the strength of your body and the care of loved ones. While pain remains real, gratitude softens its edges, making it easier to bear. Another transformative aspect of gratitude is its ability to foster joy. Joy and gratitude are closely linked. One naturally leads to the other. When you express gratitude, you amplify positive emotions, creating a feedback loop of happiness. Simple pleasures, a vibrant sunset, laughter with friends, the aroma of freshly baked bread become sources of delight when approached with mindful awareness. Cultivate joy by immersing yourself fully in these moments, resisting the urge to multitask or rush ahead. Celebrate milestones, big or small, and allow yourself to revel in success. Creative expression offers another avenue for exploring gratitude and joy. Art, music, writing, and movement provide outlets for processing emotions and celebrating life's richness. Try composing a poem about something you're grateful for, painting a scene that brings you joy, or dancing freely to your favorite song. These activities bypass intellectual analysis, tapping into raw, authentic feelings. They also serve as reminders of your capacity for creativity and playfulness, qualities often stifled by adult responsibilities. Nature is another abundant source of gratitude and inspiration. Spending time outdoors reconnects you with the rhythms of the earth and awakens a sense of awe. Notice the intricate patterns of leaves, the vastness of the sky, the resilience of wildlife adapting to changing seasons. Each element reflects the miracle of existence, inviting you to marvel at the interconnectedness of all things. Incorporate nature-based practices like forest bathing, gardening, or stargazing into your routine to deepen your appreciation for the natural world. Self-compassion and gratitude go hand in hand. When you treat yourself with kindness, you recognize the countless ways you contribute to your own well-being. Reflect on qualities you admire about yourself, your courage, curiosity, generosity, or humor, and express gratitude for them. Acknowledge your efforts, no matter how imperfect, and celebrate progress over perfection. Self-gratitude lays the foundation for greater confidence and self-love, enabling you to show up more fully in your life and relationships. Community engagement amplifies individual gratitude by fostering collective appreciation. Participate in group activities that promote thankfulness, such as volunteering, organizing potlucks, or hosting gratitude circles. Share stories of gratitude with others, listening deeply to their experiences and insights. Collective practices remind us that we're part of something larger than ourselves, a community united by shared values and aspirations. Technology can either hinder or enhance gratitude, depending on how it's used. Social media, for instance, often fuels comparison and envy, drawing attention to what others have that we lack. However, mindful tech use transforms platforms into spaces for connection and celebration. Post uplifting content, share heartfelt messages, and engage authentically with others. Use apps designed to track gratitude or send daily reminders to pause and reflect. By aligning technology with your values, you harness its potential for good. Finally, let's address the role of impermanence in gratitude. Everything in life is transient. Relationships, achievements, material possessions, even our own bodies. Recognizing impermanence heightens our appreciation for fleeting moments, urging us to cherish them while they last. Imagine holding a delicate flower in your hand, aware that its petals will soon wilt. This awareness intensifies your admiration, filling you with reverence and tenderness. Similarly, when you view life through the lens of impermanence, you treasure each breath, each smile, each sunrise as a gift. As we conclude this exploration of gratitude and joy, I want to leave you with a final thought. Gratitude is a choice, a conscious decision to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. It's not about ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about finding balance, noticing the good alongside the bad, and trusting that even in uncertainty there's reason to hope. By practicing gratitude consistently, you cultivate a mindset of abundance, resilience, and joy that enriches every aspect of your life. Chapter 10: Integrating Buddhist Practices into Daily Life for Lasting Transformation. Welcome to Chapter 10, the final chapter of our journey together, a chapter dedicated to weaving all the threads we've explored so far into a cohesive tapestry of daily living. By now, you've learned about mindfulness, meditation, compassion, gratitude, self-compassion, and how these practices can address modern challenges like work stress, social media addiction, environmental concerns, and more. But knowledge alone isn't enough. True transformation happens when we integrate these teachings into the fabric of our everyday lives. In this chapter, we'll explore practical strategies for making Buddhist philosophy a lived reality, creating lasting change that nourishes your mind, body, and spirit. At its heart, integration is about consistency, not perfection. It's about showing up every day, even in small ways, to nurture the seeds of wisdom and compassion you've planted throughout this video series. Buddhism teaches us that awakening isn't an overnight event, but a gradual process, much like tending to a garden. Each act of mindfulness, kindness, or reflection waters the soil, encouraging growth over time. Let's dive deeply into how you can cultivate this garden in your own life. Let's begin with the cornerstone of Buddhist practice: mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't confined to formal meditation sessions. It's a way of being that permeates everything you do. From brushing your teeth to answering emails, every moment offers an opportunity to be present. The key is remembering to bring your awareness back to the task at hand whenever your mind wanders. To support this habit, create reminders throughout your day. Place sticky notes with prompts like breathe or be here now in visible spots at your desk, on your bathroom mirror, or inside your car. Use alarms or notifications as gentle cues to pause and reconnect with the present moment. Another powerful tool is ritualizing mindfulness. Rituals anchor us in the sacredness of ordinary moments, infusing them with meaning and intention. For example, start your morning with a few minutes of mindful breathing or gratitude journaling. Brew your coffee or tea with full attention, savoring the aroma and warmth. Before meals, take a moment to express thanks for the food itself, the hands that prepared it, and the earth that provided its ingredients. These rituals don't need to be elaborate, their power lies in repetition and sincerity. Over time, they become second nature, grounding you in presence and purpose. Meditation serves as another pillar of integration. While longer sessions are beneficial, shorter bursts of meditation sprinkled throughout your day can be equally impactful. Try micro-meditations during transitions, between meetings, while waiting in line or before bed. Focus on your breath, repeat a mantra, or visualize light filling your body with calm and clarity. These mini practices accumulate, reinforcing your ability to stay centered amidst chaos. If finding time feels challenging, experiment with multitasking less and dedicating those freed up moments to meditation instead. Compassion, both toward others and yourself, must also remain central to your daily practice. Compassionate action begins with small intentional gestures. Smile warmly at strangers, hold the door open for someone behind you, or offer genuine compliments to colleagues. When conflicts arise, approach them with curiosity rather than defensiveness. Ask questions like, "How can I better understand your perspective?" or "What would help resolve this situation?" These acts of kindness ripple outward, fostering harmony and connection. Self-compassion deserves equal emphasis. Treat yourself with the same tenderness you'd extend to a dear friend facing difficulty. When self-criticism arises, counter it with affirmations like, "I'm doing my best," or "I deserve care and understanding." Practice self-care rituals that replenish your energy, taking a warm bath, reading a book, or simply resting without guilt. Remember, nurturing yourself enables you to show up fully for others. Gratitude continues to play a vital role in sustaining transformation. Keep a gratitude journal handy, jotting down moments of appreciation as they occur. Reflect on challenges through the lens of gratitude, seeking lessons or silver linings within adversity. Share your gratitude openly, expressing thanks to those who enrich your life. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, amplifying joy and contentment. Nature offers endless opportunities for integrating Buddhist practices. Spend time outdoors regularly, whether it's a walk in the park, gardening, or simply sitting under a tree. Observe the intricate details of the natural world, the patterns of bark, the flight of birds, the shifting clouds, and let them remind you of impermanence and interconnectedness. Nature-based mindfulness grounds you in the present moment while deepening your appreciation for life's beauty. Workplace integration is another area ripe for exploration. Bring mindfulness to your professional life by setting clear intentions at the start of each day. Prioritize tasks mindfully, focusing on one thing at a time rather than juggling multiple responsibilities simultaneously. Take mindful breaks to stretch, breathe, or step outside for fresh air. Approach colleagues with empathy, listening deeply and responding thoughtfully. By infusing your work with presence and compassion, you transform it from a source of stress into a vehicle for growth and service. Relationships provide fertile ground for practicing Buddhist principles. Cultivate loving kindness by silently wishing happiness and ease for loved ones, acquaintances, and even difficult individuals. Engage in mindful communication, giving your full attention during conversations and responding with empathy. Set healthy boundaries to protect your energy while honoring others' needs. Relationships thrive when rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and authenticity. Environmental stewardship reflects the Buddhist teaching of interconnectedness. Live sustainably by reducing waste, conserving resources, and supporting eco-friendly initiatives. Choose products ethically sourced and minimize reliance on single-use plastics. advocate for policies that protect the planet, and participate in community efforts like cleanups or tree planting. Every action contributes to healing the earth, reinforcing your role as a caretaker of this shared home. Creative expression fosters integration by allowing you to channel emotions and insights into tangible forms. Dedicate time to activities that ignite passion: painting, writing, dancing, playing music, or crafting. Creativity bypasses intellectual barriers, accessing deeper layers of intuition and authenticity. It also provides a sense of accomplishment and joy, reinforcing positive self-perception. Finally, let's talk about resilience. Life will inevitably present obstacles, setbacks, disappointments, losses. But Buddhist practices equip you to navigate them with grace. View difficulties as teachers, offering lessons in patience, humility, and perseverance. When pain arises, meet it with compassion rather than resistance. Allow yourself to feel fully, knowing that emotions are transient and will pass in their own time. Trust in your capacity to adapt and grow, fortified by the tools you've cultivated along the way. As we conclude this exploration of integrating Buddhist practices into daily life, I want to leave you with a final thought. Transformation is not a destination, it's a journey. There's no finish line where you suddenly arrive at enlightenment or perfection. Instead, it's a continuous unfolding, shaped by your choices, habits, and intentions. Every mindful breath, every act of kindness, every moment of gratitude adds to the mosaic of your life, creating a masterpiece uniquely yours. Remember, you don't have to tackle everything at once. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. Celebrate progress, forgive setbacks, and embrace the beauty of imperfection. Above all, honor your humanity, the laughter, tears, struggles, and triumphs that make you who you are. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Buddhist philosophy and its application to modern life. My hope is that these teachings inspire you to live with greater awareness, compassion, and joy, to find peace not just in fleeting moments, but as a steady presence within. May you carry these insights forward, sharing their light with the world around you. And so, we arrive at the closing of our journey together, a journey that has taken us deep into the heart of Buddhist philosophy and its profound relevance to modern life. As we bring this exploration to a close, I want to take a moment to reflect on all that we've uncovered and how it can continue to guide you moving forward. Throughout these chapters, we've explored timeless teachings like mindfulness, compassion, impermanence, and gratitude, not as abstract concepts, but as practical tools for navigating the challenges of today's world. We've talked about managing work stress, breaking free from social media addiction, addressing environmental concerns, and fostering deeper connections with ourselves and others. Each topic was an invitation to pause, reflect, and consider new ways of being that align with peace, purpose, and presence. But remember, this isn't the end, it's only the beginning. What you've learned here is meant to be lived, not just understood. True transformation happens when we step off the screen, away from theory, and into the messy, beautiful reality of our daily lives. It's in those moments, the quiet breaths, the small acts of kindness, the mindful pauses, that real change takes root. As you move forward, I encourage you to start small. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Begin with one practice, one mindful breath, one act of gratitude, one moment of self-compassion, and let it ripple outward. Trust that even the tiniest shifts, when done consistently, create waves of impact over time. Let me remind you of something important. This path is yours alone. There's no right or wrong way to integrate these teachings into your life. Some days will feel easier than others. Some practices will resonate more deeply than others. That's okay. Perfection isn't the goal. Presence is. Progress isn't measured by how far you've come, but by the intention and effort you bring to each moment. And please, be gentle with yourself along the way. Life is unpredictable, messy, and often challenging. When difficulties arise, and they will, return to the wisdom we've shared. Breathe deeply. Practice loving kindness for yourself and others. Remember impermanence. This too shall pass. And lean into gratitude, finding light even in the darkest corners. I also want to acknowledge the courage it takes to embark on this journey. Choosing to live mindfully, compassionately, and authentically in a fast-paced, often chaotic world is no small feat. But know that you're not alone. Countless others are walking similar paths, seeking meaning, connection, and peace. Together we form a collective force for good, a ripple effect of awareness, kindness, and healing that extends far beyond ourselves. Before we part ways, I'd like to leave you with a simple yet powerful invitation. Make space for stillness. In a world that glorifies busyness and constant doing, stillness is revolutionary. It's in stillness that we hear our inner voice, reconnect with what truly matters, and find clarity amidst confusion, whether it's through meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, or simply sitting quietly. Prioritize moments of stillness in your day. They will nourish your soul and sustain you through life's ups and downs. Finally, thank you for showing up, for listening, and for choosing to invest in your growth and well-being. If this video has resonated with you, I invite you to share it with someone who might benefit from its message. Engage with the content by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below. Your support means the world to me and helps spread these teachings to others who may need them. May you walk gently upon the earth, carrying peace within your heart. May you meet each moment with curiosity, compassion, and courage. And may you discover that the answers you seek are already within you, waiting to be uncovered. Until next time, be well, be kind, and keep shining your light. Namaste.